Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dr. John Michael Salvato, and you are watching the Barefoot Millionaire Mastermind Peak Performance Blueprints 200-Day Mind Shift Mastery Series. Boy, if you don't think that's a mouthful to remember. Anyway, on the Mind Shift Mastery Series, which is a class that takes place on Tuesdays through Thursdays, and then on Fridays we shift into our Inner Alchemy program, is a daily opportunity for us to come together and think a new thought, to make one small change in our mind shift, one small change in the way that we're thinking, to enable us to move forward, to build and cultivate primary greatness in our lives, in all aspects of our lives, not just our businesses. And so we're going to start off today by announcing a schedule change due to unforeseen circumstances that are beyond my control. The schedule will be as follows, starting immediately, obviously. On Mondays, every Monday at 12 noon Eastern Time, that's 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 9 a.m., and it will be Tuesday at 1 o'clock in the morning, Greenwich Mean Time. We will be having our gold and silver member mind shift and core training. That's going to be a mastermind group that is open to members of the Peak Performance Blueprint who are at the gold and silver levels. That class will be on Mondays. On Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 12 noon Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific, and 1 a.m. On Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for those in the UK. We will be doing the regular Mind Shift Mastery Series. So that has been moved from 1:30 p.m. Up to noon Eastern Time. And then on Fridays, we will do the Inner Alchemy program at 12 noon Eastern Time. That is a time shift. I'm hoping that everybody can still be with us at that time. But again, these schedule changes have become necessary. I'll explain why in just a few minutes. So those are at 12 noon Eastern Time on Fridays. Again, that would be 1 o'clock in the morning Saturday for Greenwich Mean Time. That would be 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday for those or on Friday, I'm sorry, for those on the West Coast. Now, the reason this was necessary, unfortunately, is because some of the people who made core commitments to this program early on, to the original Mind Shift Mastery Series, have dropped the ball and are not going to pay their invoices. And as you know, that original Mind Shift series was a fundraiser that was being done for an elderly couple. And the folks then who dropped the ball, we decided we would use a different fundraising platform. And the folks who got involved with that have essentially dropped the ball as well. And so that fundraiser is stagnant at the moment because nobody else is doing their part. So I have a choice, having walked away from everything to pursue this. Either I have to call that couple and tell them that they're on their own and they have to figure out how to pay their rent by themselves, or I have to do other things to make that happen and take that responsibility for their rent upon myself somehow, because there's a lack of response, a lack of compassion from the group. And so that's why these changes have been made. And once they're made, I don't want to keep changing them back and forth. That will be the scheduled period for the foreseeable future anyway. And so we're going to move forward. Today's topic, having gotten the housekeeping out of the way, excuse me, is encouragement. And I think it's a great topic. It's a great mind shift. I was really looking forward to sharing this today. I'm sorry that the schedule changes might have meant that it was difficult for folks to get in. But encouragement can instantly transform the feelings of frustration, despair, anger, even hopelessness into a calmer recognition of the truth. Now, what I want you to understand, and I put this in the blog in similar words, I want you to understand that I didn't say that encouragement can transform those feelings into some other kind of feelings. I said that encouragement can transform those negative feelings of hopelessness and frustration and despair into a calmer recognition of the truth. Now, what I mean when I say that is that, if we think that we could, just use encouragement to change people's feelings, well, that wouldn't be very beneficial. That would be impermanent. Feelings are fleeting, and they're often outside of our control. But while we may not be able to control how we feel about something, we can always control how we respond to those feelings. And so encouragement is an external response to our feelings. Encouragement also demonstrates to me that there is truth in the recognition of our essential unity in source or creative intelligence or the divine nature, if you will. You see, when we find somebody who's suffering, we're compelled to respond with words of encouragement. Why? Because we recognize that extension of ourselves, that expression of ourselves that we perceive as the other, is not connected to source, or imagines that they're not connected, actually, because there's nothing you can do to disconnect from your true nature. So when you're in a place of fear, in a place of anger, in a place of frustration, those things happen when we're no longer in the moment, when we're no longer in full recognition of our connection to our divine source. So we use encouragement to remind that person, to reconnect with that person, to help them to come to a different place, a calmer recognition of the truth. And so I want you to think about that for a while. I want you to think about when things are going bad for you, when you're frustrated, when you're upset, when you're concerned. Who do you turn to for words of encouragement? And if you don't have someone that you can regularly turn to, somebody that you can really rely on for words of encouragement, then I encourage you to take time today to find someone. We all have someone in our lives who can encourage us. If you can't find anyone else in your world, in your experience, to encourage you when things are bad, then please come to me. But most of us have somebody that we can rely on, somebody that we trust, somebody that we love, that we can turn to, who will then use words of encouragement to reconnect us to that greater recognition of truth, that things will be okay, that we are connected with our source. Now, the person who encourages you may not use those terms. In fact, they may not be familiar with those concepts at all. But there's a part of them that is connected to source, which understands that. And so they'll use whatever words they can, whatever vernacular is comfortable for them and familiar to them. They may tell you God's got this. They may tell you to put your trust in Jesus, or to remember what the Buddha said, or to have faith in the Prophet Muhammad's words. Whatever the phraseology that's used, it's telling you to remember that you are divinely connected, and that nothing you can do ever severs that connection. When somebody, quote unquote, sins, we use that term sin, and it's really kind of fallen into a disreputable kind of use, kind of a condemnatory use. But really, what sin was acting in a way that comes from not believing that we're connected to our perfect source. So let's take an example. When somebody feels like they have to steal something, why are they stealing? They steal because they don't recognize that they are connected to the source and supply of all that exists. That they need not steal anything that doesn't belong to them, because all things can be theirs. And that connection to source can provide them with exactly the same things that they're stealing when they just realign their mindset. And so when we offer people words of encouragement, we come from a place of wherever our understanding of that truth is. When I go into the prisons and I work with prisoners, a lot of times that's one of the first conversations we'll have is, why are you in here? and so many of the inmates are in there for stealing. Well, let's talk about what led you to steal. And I let them know I'm not there to judge them. I'm not there to condemn them. I'm not there to preach at them. I'm there to understand them. And as we start to talk, they tell me what it is that led them to feel like they had to steal. And I asked them, if you knew that there was a way that you were so connected to your divine source, to that creative intelligence, that you never had to steal anything again in order to get what you deserve and to get what your birthright is, which is prosperity and abundance and good health, happiness, do you think you could walk away from that lifestyle? And they always say yes. And then we start the conversation. See, those words of encouragement open the door to greater understanding. They bring about a calm recognition of the truth, of the potentiality, of the possibility that exists for us. Now, all of us are involved in different pursuits in our lives, in our businesses, in our relationships. But in each one of those things, we need from time to time to have encouragement. And that encouragement lets us know that we are connected to a higher part of ourselves, to a greater knowing. And it's an opportunity for us then to ask ourselves what we can do in a daily way on our daily lives to encourage others. And who do we turn to for encouragement ourselves, to make sure that we have that kind of support group that we need. Now, I want to share with you guys so that you're more familiar. And since we have no live participants today, this might be a really good time to do that. But I want you guys to have an opportunity to see all of the resources that are available to you, because these things are all designed to be a source of encouragement, of inspiration, and of information for you. Information is designed to inform us. Encouragement is designed to bring us back to that calm recognition. And inspiration is designed to relight or reignite that spark within us that knows how to create the things that we deserve in our lives. So let's go ahead and take a screen share. All right, and what you see on your page now in front of you, let me just open it a little bit more, is the home page for the Peak Performance Blueprint. Now, every single one of you that are watching this right now has access at least at the bronze level. Many of you have access at the silver or gold level as well. And at these levels, and we're going to talk about what those levels include in just a minute. But everybody will have access to the homepage, which will explain to them what is available. So those of you who are part of the Mindshift Mastery Series, you're grandfathered in for the entire next year. But what you get at the different levels, so that you're familiar, for $29 a month, folks will get access to all the training content, the daily Mindshift training, and a members forum and private Facebook group, which will be created by the end of the day tomorrow. For those who want a little bit more, now that bronze package is perfect for somebody who's just getting started as an entrepreneur, just getting started in our business. But the silver package is for somebody who wants a little bit more. It includes all of those benefits, plus access to a private weekly business intensive, which is, our Monday night training, which will be done with me and with other industry leaders. Access to use the Prosperity Reinvented 5-Point Success Blueprint. And that's a specific blueprint that can be used to build any business that we're going to talk about more on our first, silver and gold business intensive next week, next Monday night. I'm going to explain that in greater detail. And then silver members get a 1-hour strategy session with me to evaluate their business, to see if there are areas in which they could use some assistance, maybe branding their business. Maybe they could use some assistance in social media content curation. Maybe they need some website design assistance. We're going to do an evaluation to help them find the areas so that they can have a goal list of things that they want to accomplish in the next year. And then gold level members are at $99 a month. They have all of the benefits of the bronze and silver packages. They have access to the 100 ebooks, landing pages, and marketing tools with full resale rights. They have monthly one-on-one coaching sessions with me and access to our Success Summit weekend seminar, which will be announced a little bit later this year. And then there's also a package for those who want to be certified wellness, certified health and integrative wellness consultants. That certification course is also done through the Peak Performance Blueprint. It is held on a separate site for security and legal purposes, but they will be able to sign up for that here. But that $199 a month package for 6 months does not include any of the bronze, silver, or gold benefits. That is specifically for training to become a health and wellness consultant, or health and wellness coach, rather. So here within the site, let's look at what else we've got. Under each one of these categories, you've got a menu that drops down. But in that menu, you should also know that you can click on the main menu. So About Us, you'll click on About Us, and the About Us page will show up. There's content on each one of these About Us on foundational training, libraries, and resources that you're going to want to click on, as well as, like, here's the testimonial section, the contact section. Under foundational training, all of the if you click on foundational training, there is information, sometimes training, on those top level menu choices. Now this one just gives you a highlight of the ingredients, or what's found inside the components within it. But here you have choosing your path, funding your vision, building a list, social media strategies, which include Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google, LinkedIn, Snapchat, miscellaneous. You've got network marketing sales trainings. There are 3 sections in here. These 2 sections have about 10 or 15, maybe 20 videos each. And then 6 dimensions of wellness. And then there is that you can scroll down on your page and find the 6 dimensions of wellness in there. What really makes the biggest difference here is that, and I'm gonna rearrange some of these menu items so that those who have browsers that might be a little bit larger font than mine should still be able to see all 6. There we go, the 6 dimensions of wellness. Library and resources has the Mindshift Mastery series archives in it, recommended marketing tools, recommended reading list, gold level resources for those who are at the gold level. Of course, there's our blog. The blog will have both the archives of our program and will also have the latest announcements, what's new on the site, what's been added, because all of what you see today is just the basics. This is just the starting point and the foundation. There will be new content added to this site every single week. And so, the value that's going to exist in this program will actually get greater every single week that passes by. We're going to have videos that are added to the different dimensions of wellness. We're going to have videos that are added to the network marketing training, videos that are added to the social media training, and so on. And then, of course, on our Monday night classes, when we do the intensives, there's going to be some really great content there. At the end of the first year, there will be some individuals who will be ready for the inner circle training, which is really advanced training, and that's training that will never be archived. That's sort of like it says, the inner circle. It's the secret society of our organization where we get together on a weekly basis and we mastermind, and those things are you take good notes. but they're not recorded because you're at a higher level of participation, and you won't have any need to go back and watch a recording, simply because you will have taken the really good notes and you'll have immediately begun to digest that material. But that's a year down the road from now. At every step, hopefully you're seeing that this is designed to encourage you. The content that's in there today is phenomenal. I think that if we look at the content that's in the site tonight and compare it to any of the training programs that are out there, including the ones that are, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, we have greater value in that content tonight because it's not hype. It's not 1980s marketing approaches. It's not designed to get you to go buy a funnel program or autoresponder program. Although we teach you right now how to use autoresponders, but there are autoresponders you can get very inexpensively. In fact, if you need an autoresponder, I can show you how you can get an autoresponder for about $7 a year. Or if you need a more robust one, we talk in the training about building your list with something like GetResponse for, I think, $20, $25 a month. The point is that what we're providing you is the encouragement and the strategies. It's encouragement, strategies and tactics, and then social proof. And so I'm really excited about that because no other program has taken on the responsibility of covering all 6 dimensions of wellness. And that really is at the core of what we do in the Peak Performance Blueprint. That's why it's not the social media blueprint. That's why it's not the network marketing blueprint. It is the Peak Performance Blueprint because we're here to inspire folks to cultivate primary greatness in all aspects of their lives. We're here to transform the lives of those we touch, helping people to achieve their goals, but helping people to move beyond that and truly become servant leaders. This is the Servant Leader University, which was the other title that I was thinking of calling the group. So it's a grassroots movement. It's an educational movement, and it's a sort of an activist movement, if you will, for us to transform the world. Because there are more components to this that I'll be sharing with you as time goes on, that I think are just mind-boggling. I mean, they boggle my mind. And in 35 years in this industry, it takes a lot to blow my mind. But there are things that my core group, my inner circle, and I decided upon that really and truly are going to change people's lives in ways they can't imagine. I'm so excited about that and wish that I could share that with you today. But if I try to, you try to build a house without a foundation, the house is going to fall apart. So everything in its right time. I hope that today's mind shift has been valuable to you. I hope that you begin to look for ways to encourage one another and to make sure that you have somebody you can connect to encourage you. Most importantly, I hope you understand how encouragement works. That encouragement is not about somebody trying to make you feel better. You can feel better on your own. But it's about helping bring you back to a place of calm awareness, reconnecting with your real nature, your true nature. Your true nature, after all, is pure awareness. And when we reconnect with our true nature, when we reconnect with pure awareness, then we can recognize the truth about that situation. So how we respond to our frustration, to our anger, to our hostilities or our depression and disappointment is completely different when somebody has taken the time to give us the gift of encouragement. And I encourage you to stay in the moment, to be grateful for everything that you have. My friends, if you can't be grateful for what you've got right now, what makes you think you're going to be any happier with more? And always remember, the best is yet to come. We'll talk to you soon.